Good morning, students. In this class, we solve some numerical problems based on diodes. Okay, as you know, diode conducts in forward bias and allows infinite resistance to infinite resistance in reverse bias. Okay, and then when the diode is used as a rectifier, then half wave rectifier, its efficiency is given by eta is equal to 0.406 into RL by R plus RL, with where this is forward resistance of diode and this is the load resistance, into 100. Actually, if you mention in percentage, you have to multiply it by 100, and this is for half wave rectifier. For full wave rectifier, the efficiency is 0.812 into RL by R plus RL. This is the efficiency of, this is half wave rectifier and this is full wave rectifier. So remember this formula, and usually in diodes we get a problem like dynamic resistance of the diode. That means in that case we have to calculate dynamic resistance is RD is equal to change in voltage by change in current, delta I by delta V. You just remember this. Okay. Next one, when it is used as an rectifier, then the DC current or DC output current is given by RDC is equal, IDC is equal to, you have to remember, for half wave rectifier it is I naught by pi. Okay, that means this is the IDC. Now for full wave rectifier, output current DC is given by 2 I naught by pi. Actually here efficiency is double that of half wave, here also this is double that of, you remember like that. Okay, remember this formula while solving the problems in diodes. Okay, now we'll start with first problem. First one, in a half wave rectifier, in a half wave rectifier, a PN junction with internal resistance 20 ohm is used. Internal resistance 20 ohm is used if the load resistance is 2k ohm, 2 kilo ohm, then find the efficiency. So already you know the formula. The efficiency for a half wave rectifier is 0.406 into RL by R plus RL. So in this given problem, RL is given as 2 kilo ohm, small r is given, internal resistance is given as this 20 ohm. Now 2 kilo ohm means 2000 ohm. Now substituting here we get 0.4 into 100. Okay, 0.406, 2000 by 2000 plus 20, 2020. So we cancel out this 100. This is 101 into 100. So this is 40.6 by 101 into 100. This is approximately 40.2%. Now the second one, The same problem. A full wave junction diode rectifier uses a load resistance of 1300 ohm. The internal resistance of each diode is 9 ohm. Find the efficiency of rectifier. So same formula you can use. So here it is a full wave rectifier. Its load resistance is 1300 and internal resistance is 900. You have to calculate the efficiency. So in this problem you have to change these three. So given load resistance is what is that? Load resistance is 1300 ohm and internal resistance is 9 ohm, and the efficiency is same one, but it is 812. So 0.812 into RL by R plus RL into 100. This is the efficiency. Now we substitute this. This is equal to 0.812. Load resistance is 1300 by adding these two, that is 1309 into 100, and this is approximately, we calculate it as 80.64%. Now the third one. Calculate the value of R if maximum forward current of the diode, is 100 milliampere when the diode is number 1, germanium barrier potential 0.3 volt, and number 2, silicon diode barrier potential 0.7 volt. This is the given. 1 minute. Okay, now the given circuit of this problem is, it is given like this: a diode and a resistance, This is 1.5 volt given, and this is R. Maximum current is 100 milliampere. Okay. Calculate the value of R if the maximum forward current of the diode is 100 milliampere when the diode is germanium or when the diode is silicon. If this is the diode like this. So first one we solve for germanium. So first one we can solve this. If the diode is germanium, the material of the diode is germanium, then its barrier potential is given as 0.3 volt. And current has to be, maximum current that has to be flow through this diode is 100 milliampere. So what must be the resistance so that it allows a current of 100 milliampere. So here the current value I is equal to 100 milliampere. Now this source has a voltage of 1.5 volt. So the potential across this diode is, potential difference across the diode is actually applied voltage minus this barrier potential. So V minus VB, given V is equal to 1.5 volt. So potential difference across the diode is this one. That means 1.5 minus 0.3, that is 1.2 volt. Now when this voltage is 1.2 volt and 100 milliampere current flows. Okay. Now this resistance R must have, R is equal to this 1.2 volt divided by, what is the resistance? What is the current value here is 100 milliampere. So 100 milliampere, that is 100 into 10 power minus 3. That is 1.2 into 1000 by 100. That is 12 ohm. Now similarly we can solve for silicon also. Given silicon, the barrier potential is 0.7. So just replace this by 7. And V is same, current is same, this one is also same. So in that case we can write V minus VB is equal to 1.5 minus 0.7 we have to write. So that is 0.8 volt. Now substituting this, R is equal to 0.8 by 100 into 10,000 here. So cancel out this. So 10 into 8 ohm. Now the fourth one. If VA and VB denote potentials of A and B, then the equivalent resistance, between A and B in the circuit shown A if VA is greater than VB, B if VA is less than VB. Now the given circuit is okay. Now this is the given circuit, and the problem is if VA and VB denote the potentials of A and B, then the equivalent resistance between A and B in the circuit shown, if VA is greater than VB, VA less than VB. That means potential at this point is VA and potential at this point is VB. This is given. And he given that the resistance, these two resistances are of 30 ohm each, and here is a diode. Okay. Now first case, consider the first case. If VA is greater than VB, that means potential at this point is greater than potential at this point. That means this is at higher potential, this is at lower potential. Means this P type, this is PN junction diode, this P is connected to the higher potential, N is connected to lower potential. That means the diode is in forward bias, okay, because this P is connected to higher potential and N is connected to lower potential. That means PN junction is in forward bias. If VA is greater than VB means the diode will be in forward bias. Diode will be in forward bias. So in forward bias, diode offers very small resistance and negligible resistance. So we comparing to this 30 ohm, we can neglect this forward resistance. So that now what is this? 30 ohm connected parallel to another 30 ohm. So the equivalent resistance become, so R equivalent becomes 30 into 30 by 30 plus 30. Okay. So this equal to 30 into 30 by 60, that is 15 ohm. That means if VA is greater than VB, the equivalent resistance between these two terminals A and B is 15 ohm. Now consider the second case B. If VA is less than VB, that means if VB is greater than VA means N type is connected to higher potential and P type is connected to lower potential. That means this diode will be in reverse bias. So it is, when it is in reverse bias, it offers infinite resistance, larger resistance. So we can, that means current won't flow through this diode. That means current only flows through this 30 ohm only. So the equivalent resistance is simply 30 ohm, or we can write like this also. When 30 ohm, diode will be in reverse bias. Diode will be in reverse bias. So equivalent resistance, we have formula when it then, therefore current flows, sorry, so it offers infinite resistance. So R equivalent is equal to simply 30 ohm. So current flows through the 30 ohm so R equivalent becomes 30 ohm. Now the fifth one, when the voltage drop across PN junction, diode is increased from 0.7 volt to 0.71 volt. The change in current is 10 milliampere. What is the dynamic resistance? What is the dynamic resistance? What is the dynamic resistance? Now see, diode, the potential or voltage drop across the PN junction diode changes from 0.7 to 0.7 volt. That means change in voltage is equal to, we can write 0.71 minus 0.7. Okay, that is 0.01 volt. Now change in current already they given us as 10 milliampere. So 10 milliampere. So the dynamic resistance RD is equal to delta V by delta I, that is 0.01 divided by 10 milliampere, that is 10 into 10 power minus 3, that is 0.01 into 10 cube by 10, that is cancel out this one, this is becomes 10 square means 1 ohm. So the dynamic resistance is 1 ohm. That's a simple one. Now the sixth one, a diode having internal resistance, 20 ohm is used as half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. If the applied voltage is V is equal to 50 sine omega t and a load resistance 800 ohm and a load resistance is 800 ohm. Find first one, maximum output current, maximum output current. Number 2, DC output current, DC output current. Number 3, DC output voltage, DC output voltage. Fourth one, DC output power, DC output power. These are the parameters required. Okay. A diode is having internal resistance 20 ohm is used as half wave rectifier. In the applied voltage is 50 sin omega t and the load resistance is 800 ohm. Then find these parameters like this. So first, because it is rectifier, the given input is a alternating current, that is it can be represented by V equal to V0 sin omega t. So from that we can calculate, given V is equal to 50 sin omega t. Okay, implies, while comparing this V0 sin omega t, so maximum value of current, sorry, maximum voltage V0 is equal to 50 volt. 1 minute. Okay, sorry, this is given volt. V equal to 50 sin omega t volt. So we can write 50 volt. Now, first calculate output current, because actually in a half wave rectifier we have like this. This is the primary, this is secondary. In the secondary we connect the diode and output is taken across this diode like this. So V input is given as this one. Okay. Now this resistance has, this particular diode has a resistance of 20 ohm and this load resistance is 800 ohm. So now the output voltage, to calculate the output voltage, first we have to calculate the output current. What is the output current is voltage by this total resistance. What is the total resistance here? 20 plus 80. Sorry, 800. So I max equal to, that means maximum value of current I0 is equal to V0 by total resistance, resistance of the diode plus load resistance. So resistance of the diode small r is given as 20 and resistance, load resistance is given by 800 ohm. So this is equal to 50 divided by 20 plus 800, that is 50 by 820. This cancel out. And this is approximately 0.0609. So ampere, that is 60.9 milliampere. You can take it as. Okay, now if the current is 60.9, now next one is DC output current. So first one is maximum current. So second one is DC output current. So DC output current IDC is equal to, what is it? For a half wave rectifier it is I0 by pi, that is 60.9 by 3.14 milliampere, and this is approximately 19.39 milliampere, because 320s are 60, so approximately 19. Next, third one, DC output voltage. DC output voltage. So voltage across the load resistance is VDC is equal to IDC into load resistance. That is 19.39 into 10 to the power minus 3, because it is milliampere, into 800. So this is 19.39 into 8 into 10 power minus 1. that is approximately 19/8 means or what we can write is 1.939 into 8. So this is approximately 2 8 16, that is approximately 15.51 volt. Now the fourth one, DC output power. Fourth one, DC output power. So power is equal to VI, that is VDC into IDC, that is 19.39 into 15.51. 15.51 into 19.39 into 10 to the power minus 3. This is milliampere. So this is approximately, if you consider it as 20, 300 into 10 power minus, approximately 3, whatever it is, approximately 0.3 watt you will get. Now the seventh one, same problem. A diode having internal resistance 10 ohm is used as full wave rectifier if the applied voltage is 200 sin omega t volt and load resistance is 10 kilo ohm. Sorry, 1 kilo ohm. Find maximum value of output current, DC output current, and third one, RMS value of current. RMS value of output current, sorry. Now the same one is similar to the similar one. So here small r is 10 ohm, capital R is 1 kilo ohm, that is 1000 ohm. Next, maximum voltage is V0, given V equal to 200 sin omega t, means V0 is equal to 200 volt. That we got. Now the maximum output current, first one, maximum output current is equal to I0 equal to V0 by R plus R, RL, that is 200 by 10 plus 1000, that is 200 by 1010. That is approximately we will get 0.198, that is we can write 198 milliampere. Now second one, DC output current. Second one, DC output current. DC output current, IDC is equal to, this is a full wave rectifier, so we have to write 2I0 by pi, that is 2 into maximum current is 198 milliampere by pi, 3.14. So calculating this we get 126.1 milliampere. Now, last one is RMS value of output current. Third one, RMS value of output current. So IRMS equal to I0 by root 2. That is I0 is 198 milliampere by root 2. The value maybe you get approximately 140 milliampere. Now the eighth one. A GNR diode with a breakdown voltage of 40 volt in reverse bias connected to a 100 volt DC source, 100 volt DC source with a series resistance RS and a load resistance RL and a load resistance RL. Then find output voltage across RL. Number 2, potential difference across RS. 3, current through diode. And the given circuit is like this. This is RS and this is RL, and this RS is given as 4 kilo ohm and this RL is given as 8 kilo ohm. And here it is connected 100 volt DC. Now a current like this, and this is, if you take IZ, IL, and this is IS. So this is the circuit given. Okay. Now a GNR diode with a breakdown voltage of 40 volt, given this is as 40 volt breakdown, in reverse bias connected to a 100 volt DC source with a series resistance and load resistance, given like this. You have to calculate the applied voltage across this load resistance, potential difference across this series resistance, and current through the diode. Okay. Now breakdown voltage Vz is equal to 40 volt given, and the input voltage is 100 volt. 100 volt like this. This is given. And RS and RL is given as 4K and 8K. Okay. So given the diode is in breakdown region in the reverse bias. So diode is in reverse bias. So the output voltage is equal to VL, that equal to VZ is equal to 40 volt, because these two are in parallel. So VL is equal to VZ is equal to 40. So PL is equal to 40 volt. So IL is equal to VL by resistance RL, because IL is the current through this load resistance. This load resistance is 8K and the voltage across this load resistance is 40 volt. So from this we can calculate IL as 40 by 8K, that is 8 into 10 power 3. This is 5 milliampere. So this you take. Next. So output voltage is. Now the potential difference across RS. Okay. Now the potential difference across the RS is, you see, this is 100 volt DC, and here if you consider like this, so this is 40 volt. So the remaining potential difference across this is 100 minus 40. The total potential difference is 100 from this end to this end, where this end is here. So this may be considered here. So the total potential difference is 100. Here it is 40. So the remaining will be 60. So potential difference across RS is equal to 100 minus 40, that is 60 volt. Okay. Now current through this RS, current through RS is equal to Vs by Is, sorry, RS. So Vs we got 60 divided by, here it is 4K, 4 into 10 power 3, that is 15. So 15 milliampere. Okay. Now at this junction, applying Kirchhoff's laws, this is the incoming current to the junction, these two are outgoing currents, because here it is IL, that is one. So applying Kirchhoff's law at this junction, we can write Is equal to Iz plus IL. So Is we got 15 milliampere is equal to Iz plus IL we got 5 milliampere. So Iz is equal to 10 milliampere. So this is now the third one. The current through the diode is Iz, the current through the diode is Iz, so that Iz is 10 milliampere.